This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So before starting, do you have any questions? Any doubt?
Yeah, yesterday I was trying to create a good receipt with purchase order. I had an error saying that, just a second, posting only possible in periods 2022 bar 12 and 2022 bar 11 in company code.
Just go through the recordings, whatever I have given. It is already there.
Okay.
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 You try to do it by your own. If you'll not be able to do it, let me know. I'll show you how to
Yeah.
do that. Okay. Fine. So, okay, if we'll get time, we'll try to check that. Fine. So today we'll start physical inventory part. So we have done goods receipt and goods issue. So we have seen how to receive the material. So after receiving, that material will be stored in the storage location, right? So when we receive the material, mm, we are receiving that material, and when we are keeping in the storage location, so physically we are going to store that material, right? And at the same time we are maintaining in the system. So in the system, we are showing that, okay, this is the material which we have received with reference to this purchase order, and this is the quantity. So now whatever the quantity we have in the storage location and the quantity which we have in the system, it should match. Okay, so the concept of physical inventory is to check whether the stock which is available in the storage location for that particular quantity, or sorry, for that particular material, and at the same time the same material, same quantity should be available in the system, so that whenever any user or the store manager, whoever wants to see the stock of the material, they can get into the system and they can check whether the same stock is available there or not. Okay, so physical inventory means physically we visit to the location. Physical inventory means in the storage location, and physically we check. Okay, so mostly it happens once in a year, or twice in a year, thrice in a year, so it is depend. Okay, it basically always happens before auditing. Like for every company, there will be the audit company will be visiting to audit the company. So at that time they check each and every material, each and every document, each and every transaction is in place or not, if they are maintaining the file, with the printout, with the hard copy, so all the documents are in sequence or not. It is not only with the material management. So in material management we are doing it physically. So with the other department also, like finance department, sales department, so every department will have some materials, right? Some materials, some documents, some transactions, so everything is in place or not. Okay, so let's talk about this part. So when we do physical inventory, it is done at the storage location level. So because in the storage location we are sorry, keeping all the materials, and it is done to know the exact stock position whatever we have. Okay, sometimes we receive the material and we keep somewhere, but maybe we forgot to do the goods receipt. So in that case, the stock of that material will not be visible when you will try to check the stock in the system. Okay, so in that case we adjust that. Oh, sorry, in that case again, the store department or the warehouse department check where that material is lying. So accordingly they will check and they will try to adjust that. And it is also used to it is done to adjust the stock position. Stock position means, sometimes there will be some stock which you have, sometimes that stock is issued to some other department, but maybe somebody has forgot to update in the system. So there can be multiple scenarios. So that can be also adjusted here. Okay, and it is done in three different ways. One is that is called our general physical inventory. So general physical inventory means in every month we count that material. So here all the materials are counted every month once. Okay, and all those materials are classified by ABCD. Have you heard about ABC analysis?
Hmm.
So this is part of our cyclic counting. So in the cyclic count, the materials should be classified by A, B, C, D. That means whatever material you have in your organization, for each type of material, there should be some class. Means there should be some category. Whether you want to keep that material as A category, B category, C category, D category, A class, B class, C class, D class. Okay. So like there are so many materials in a company, right? You have raw material, finished material, semi-finished material, your office laptops, desktop, hardware, software, and everything you have. So for each and every type of material, this count will be done except scrap material. Okay. So now what is A class material? A class means high value materials. So what are the high value materials? Any example? Any clue? Any idea?
Electronic items.
Not only electronic item, any material that value is very high. Maybe in every month you're buying that material, but that cost is very high. Maybe every week you're buying that material, that cost is very high. So those kind of materials will be your A class materials, high value material. At your home, what is a high value material? The material is very costly. You are using that regularly, so that is your high value material for your home. So in the same way, the company is also like at your home. What do you think? Regularly you are using, the cost is very high. Okay, so you try to categorize those materials. So in the companies, like maybe you're buying some materials every month, maybe that cost is around 20 lakhs. So whenever the consignment is coming for that particular material, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs, whatever it is. So based on the cost of the material and the uses of that material, we classify that material as high value material. Okay. So there will be some range. Okay, if we'll buy some material and if it is more than 10 lakhs, then that material will be as my A class material, means high value material. Okay, more than 10 lakh. If suppose I'm buying some material which cost is more, in between 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, then that material will be my B class material. So it is a medium value. Okay, C class material means low value. Okay, D class material means negligible value. Negligible value means pen, paper, marker, duster, cotton waste. So don't nobody bother about that. So those material can be your negligible materials, which is your D class. Okay. So how this count happens, how this physical inventory count happens. So for A class materials, 12 times in a year. So SAP system suggests to go for 12 times in a year. That means every month once you have to count for the A class material.
So this will be standard for everywhere. Like A means
SAP
12.
suggests SAP suggests to do this. Okay,
Oh,
but uh, it is not done everywhere because every company will have their own everyday transactions, so they will be doing that. But at least once in a year, if they are sorry, once in a month, if you're doing physical inventory count for high value, because the cost is very high, so they need to check how much stock is available in the system and how much stock in the physically in the storage location. So both are matching or not. If suppose 1,000 quantity is there in the storage location and in the system also you have 1,000 stock in SAP system, you have gone through this MMB transaction, you check that okay, for this particular material and 1,000 quantity is available, and the same 1,000 quantity is available in the storage location also. Okay, maybe tomorrow or next week, sometimes somebody came to the storage location and or to the storage to the store department, inventory department, and they requested for the 100 quantity. Okay, so they have requested for 100 quantity, and the store, the inventory people also issued 100 quantity to that particular department. but maybe that they forgot to update in the system. So physically, when they were into the storage location, somebody came and they have given some slip. Okay, this is the quantity which I require. Some document, maybe they have given proper document. So they have just seen that and they asked to the person who is responsible to issue that material to the that particular department. So physically, they issued that material and given to them. Okay, so that person might be knowing that okay, this is the material which is now going to issue from this storage location to that particular cost center, means to that particular department. But maybe that person forgot to update in the system, right? There may be chances. So in that case, now that person might be thinking that okay, the 100 quantity has been issued, and maybe because of some urgent meeting or some urgent work, he went somewhere and he forgot to update it. If he will be able to recall, it's fine. In case he will not be able to recall, now tomorrow after 10 days, 15 days, if the store manager wants to check the stock, so what he will be able to see now? So the current stock for him it will be showing 1000 only, but they have already issued 900 100 quantity. But physically it is how much now? 900. In the system it is showing 1000. Right. So what he will think, okay, 1000 is already available in the system. Then why should we order now for the next for the next month? He will be in that assumption. Right. So that's the reason whenever they are doing goods issue, immediately they need to update in the system also, so that the stock in the storage location, stock in the system should match. Is it clear?
Yes. So this is not mandatory, like 12 times a year, like 6 times a year.
It is not mandatory to do it, but SAP suggests to do it.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay. Now it is depend on the company. So mostly companies are doing before auditing, like in every 3 months, 6 months, or in 1 year if they have audit. So before auditing, they will do these activities so that there won't be any type of mismatch.
Oh,
The audit company will come and if they will try to check this kind of transactions, suppose they will check so audit company, what they are doing, they are coming randomly, they are checking one material, they will check how much stock is available, they will send someone go and check in this particular storage location for this plant what is the stock is available. If it is matching, it's fine. If it is not matching, they will ask 100 questions. Okay, so before that they try to adjust everything, but if they are following these steps like every month once, if they are doing at least for high value material, it would be easy for them to identify, and it would be good for the management side as well, that they have to track of each and every material, how much material they are receiving, how much they are using, how much it is there in the physical inventory, because inventory means what? The cost for the company, right? If any material they are buying and receiving at the storage location, means the storage location it is showing that okay, this much of stock is available. It means now for that, for what is the total cost of that? The cost is involved, right? So the MD of the company or management of the company will always bother about that. So if there this much of quantity is available with me and this is the cost, then when the production will be good, when the production will complete, and when we will order for the next consignment or for the next production. Okay. So the same way they will do it for the B class at the materials, C class materials, and the D class materials. So if it's just go for the medium value material for 6 times in a year, low value 3 times in a year. So now, first of all, what they will do, they will categorize all these material, whatever material they have. So what type of material can be A-class material? What type of material? So now suppose they have 10,000 materials, including everything, raw material, finished material, semi-finished material, every type of materials. So there are total 4,000, 5,000 materials they have. So those 5,000 materials will be categorized into different class. So A class materials, okay, these are the high value materials. The cost is very high. Regularly we're buying, regularly we are using. Okay, this materials will be out of 5,000, maybe 1,000 materials will be A class material. Now next, go for the B class materials. So they will fix some range. Okay, this type of material, this is the cost. If this is the cost which is below 10 lakhs, then this materials will be under B class materials. Maybe out of 5,000, again 2,000 will be there B class material. Then they will go for C, low value C class material. So what type of material will be C class? So again they will categorize that and they will keep. Then again for D class material. So like that they will categorize each and every material. So whether the cost is 1 rupees, 10 rupees, 1 lakh rupees. So for each type of material, whatever it is available with them in the system, in SAP system, for those type of materials, they will be doing this classification A, B, C, D, and accordingly they will manage in the system. Okay, hope it is clear. No questions, right? Okay.
No.
Fine. So next is sample counting. So what is sample? So sample counting is it is usually it is used for the bottling companies. Like suppose there is thumbs up, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or kind of bottle company. So they are keeping all their materials, all the bottles, number of rows and number of columns. Okay, cylinders, gas cylinders. So for this kind of like client, this kind of companies are using this sample counting. Okay, so this is about your physical inventory part. And now let's get into the configuration side. So when you will go for the configuration, right? Configuration for physical inventory. Okay, it will start with SPRO. Fine, let me log in now. Yeah. So go to SPRO, then same CP reference IMG, then go to materials management, reference IMG, then materials management. Then you have to get into inventory management and physical inventory. So here itself we have seen our goods, received, goods issue. We'll expand it and now get into physical inventory. So when you'll get into this physical inventory, so here first of all what we are doing is we're allow freezing of book inventory balance in storage location. So this is a step which you need to do. Allow freezing of book inventory balance in storage location. That means you're going to freeze the storage location. So when you are going, whenever they are going for stock count or for the physical inventory, they will first freeze the inventory book inventory balance in storage location. Means whatever stock they have in the storage location, now that will be constant. Now nobody will receive the material in that storage location and nobody will issue the material from the storage location. Nobody can add or nobody can remove. Then only you can get the correct stock. Otherwise, now suppose you went for the storage, went for the physical inventory to a particular storage location and somebody received the material. So maybe now you have counted something, 1,000 quantity, and you went off. But at the same time, a new stock came to the company, came to the factory, to the storage location. For the same material, they have received in the storage location. So now, earlier the stock was different. If somebody visited to the the storage location physically, he saw that 1,000 quantity is available. But at the same time, because now he is not in the inventory management in the store department, he's there in the some storage location which is somewhere 1 kilometer away from that location. So he might be thinking, okay, this is the stock which I have, so this is what I have counted. So physically he saw that okay, 1,000 is available. At the same time, the news consignment came, new stock came, and somebody had have received that. So maybe 500 additionally they have sent. So now when they received 500 means now the total stock is 1,500, right? So that's the reason we avoid that, and every company avoid that. Whenever they go for physical inventory, they first freeze the book inventory balance in the storage location. Means nobody will receive the material, nobody will issue the material. Then only you can get the correct information about that particular material, how much quantity exactly they have in the physical in the storage location. Okay. Then next is cycle counting. So sorry, not cycle counting. So we have already discussed about cycle counting. So this is the story. This is your configuration path from where you have to do it. Now this cycle counting is part of your configuration. So here you can classify your materials for your particular plant. So for this particular plant, uh, what means what how you are going to classify your materials. So let's see that in the system. So if I'll click on allow, okay, first of all, this is my first step, and second step is our cycle counting. So first click on this allow freezing of book inventory balance in storage location. So now always it will ask for which plant, because storage location is created at the plant level, right? So enter your plant, whatever plant you have created, then click on continue, and now you can see. So when you are going for physical inventory, for which storage location you are going and which storage location you want to freeze. Raw material store, yes, you will count. Finished material, yes. Scrap materials, no, because you are usually we don't do physical inventory for the scrap materials. Engineering materials, yes. And click on yes. So you're going to freeze this storage location. So once you have flagged it, this storage location is freezed. And once you will click on save and document is created. So now select your proper transaction or the request number. I don't know it is. If no, okay, it is. So select it. Okay, so I have saved it now. That come back. Okay, so for every plant you need to do it. Okay, so the first one, allow freezing of book inventory balance and storage location, we have done. So this is my first step. Second one is cycle counting. Now click on cycle counting. So in cycle counting now you can see only one plant is there. See, all these standards should be available here. It has been percentage not correct. One second. So here all these standard counting should be available, like A, B, C, D for your plant, and the number of physical inventories should be available. It is not available. Just give me 1 minute. sorry. So actually, here for each plant, at least the standard should be available. I don't know why it is not there. Okay, no problem. What we will do is, so here basically what we are doing is, for your plant, you're going to categorize your class A, B, C, D, and how many times you are doing your physical inventory, like number of physical inventory 12 times in a year for A class items. That means once in a month you are going for physical inventory for A class materials. Okay, and this is your physical inventory intervals. So in how many days you are going to if you'll exclude Saturday, Sunday, 20 or 21 days is your working day. So accordingly it will be shown. And float time. So basically this physical inventory interval is count from your factory calendar, which we have maintained at the plant level. Okay, and this float time means, now suppose uh, every 20 days, every 20 working days, you have to go for the physical inventory. And float time system has given is 5 days. So that means 5 days before 20 days or 5 days after 20 days system will allow. So that is the concept of this float time. Okay, and 50% or whatever the percentage you are taking, it should be a percentage of the storage location, sorry, percentage of that material. Okay, so what I will do, I just go to inventory percentage, not correct for plant profile. Okay, let it be. So what I'll do now, for our plant, I'll just maintain the data here. So actually the standard should be available so that we can copy from there. I don't know why it is not there. So 77P1 is my plant. So I'll take for A, B, C, and D. And here CC. So this is physical inventory indicator, whether it is A class, B class, or C class. A, B, C, and D. Okay. So for A class material, how many number of physical inventory you are doing? That you need to maintain. So 12 times in a year. B class 6 times in a year. C class 3 times in a year. And D class items 1 time. And by default, it should pick the physical inventory inventory intervals. So actually, it should be like 20, 41, 83, like that. It should be picked from your uh, factory calendar. And float time should be 5 days for A class. And if you calculate this 6, so that means here it will be 10 times, and it will be around 20 times. Sorry, 20 days. So 5, 10, and 20. Okay, and now here you need to calculate the percentage. So A class material will be how much percentage? 50% or 56%, whatever it is. Okay, so what I'll do, second. So if I'll take A class, B class, C class, D class, it should be 100%. Now how are you going to divide it? It's up to you. 25. C class, let's take around 16. B class, maybe take something, right? How much it is? 102. So I'll just make it 40. Now it is sum is 100%. So what I'll do, 50%, 56%, I'm just assuming that it will be my A class item. My B class item will be 25%, and then C class will be 14%, and D class will be 5%. So for plant 555, the total of percentage is 50% instant. So this is what it is showing for the previous plant. Just continue and save it. So that was the information for the other plant. Now continue. So for this plant, only one class, like only A class material is available. That's the reason it is showing that error. That is not error actually. That is just the information system is giving. So system is providing this, or SAP is suggesting to go for this. Okay. Now it is depend whether you are or the companies are following it or not. Okay. So it is not mandatory that these are only the values. Sorry. Fine. So I'm removing this because there is no use of only one. Fine. So if you'll see your plant is available. If it is not available, just copy from here and you just maintain your data. Now see this physical inventory in interval calculated automatically here. 20, 41, 82, 248. So it is calculated from your factory calendar. So factory calendar which we were maintaining at the plant level. Is it clear or any doubt here? Because it was not there, I entered manually here. Mostly it will be available. If it is not available, you will have to just select from the standard one, click on copy, and just you need to change your plant. And rest of the details will be same. Okay, fine. So again, I'm saying it is not mandatory to do it. This activity is not mandatory to do it. Okay. Only the thing is you need to allow freeze of book inventory balance and storage location. This is mandatory. Okay, where you are going to decide for which plant you are going for physical inventory and what is that storage location and which storage location you have freezed and which you have not freezed. This is important. Okay, fine. Once it is done, now till here, let's get into the easy access path now. So now you know for which plant you are going, what are the storage location, which storage location you have freezed, okay, and in which storage location you are going to count. So when you will go for count now, so first what you will do, you will create a physical inventory document. The transaction code is MI01. So for that you have to get into SAP easy access path where it will start with your logistics and materials management. So easy access path will be your home state. This is your SAP easy access path. So go to logistics, then materials management, and then go to inventory management, then goods movement, or if it is not here, you can directly go to the purchasing. One second. Logistics, then materials management, and here you have this. So in spite of purchasing, directly go to physical inventory. And here you have first physical inventory document. So now when you are going for uh, physical inventory, first physical inventory document should create, because now you are going to count it physically. So physically when you are going to count means you should have a paper of and the list of materials which you want to count, and physically you will be seeing that material and whatever the stock is available you are going to mention it somewhere, or you are going to write it in a paper. So click on this physical inventory document first. So this is your create physical inventory document, and MI01 is the transaction code. Okay. Then second is MI21. So first you are going to create a physical inventory document. So when you will create a physical inventory document, you are going to mention what are the list of materials which you are going to count. Okay. So click on MI01 and enter your plant, your storage location, or you just enter your plant and then posting block and freeze book inventory. This two should be flagged and include deleted batches if batches are there. Okay, and then click on create. But it is showing 77P1 is not existing. Okay. Enter your storage location. Okay, so for raw material storage location, you are going, just click on create. Okay, so now for this plant, you're going for this storage location. Now select your materials. So you have to just select the materials. Okay, you are not maintaining any quantity, anything else. So select your material. Steel. So whatever material you have, so we have just 2-3 materials here, but in the companies you have 100 of materials. So you have to, so for that particular storage location, whatever material you will have, you are going to select that. What is the stock type? Warehouse. It is also in warehouse. It is also in. So here it is saying about this material, it is not existing. So we'll do one thing better. We'll not take this material. Maybe this material has some issue. Okay, so now into it is in third position. So you can enter n number of materials. So here it is showing up to 15. So once you will start entering the material, it will keep on increasing. Okay, so 2 materials I have entered, and once you have maintained, okay, that these are the 2 materials which I am going to count physically. I am going to this storage location and I will count that, and then click on save. So when you will click on save, the physical inventory document number will generate. So this physical inventory document number is now your reference document number. It's created now. When the physical inventory document is created, the moment physical inventory document is created, system will freeze the book inventory. So now whatever stock you have, that has been freezed. So now you can block the posting of the material. So now your system will not allow you to post the material. Okay. Next is print the physical inventory document. So now you have just created a document. Now that has to be printed, so that the person who is responsible for counting, he will go to count it physically with the help of this paper, because now whatever material you have entered, they will count only those materials. Okay, so now go back. So now MI21. So MI21 is a transaction code to take the printout of this. MI21. So we will just click on MI21. And this is physical inventory document, plant, storage location, and then execute. So here printer setting is not here. So otherwise they will be able to take the print of that. So now if we want to check the preview, click on here. So output device. Let me take something. So LP01 is a standard one. So now you can see like this, the printout will be coming. So this printout can layout can be designed as per the client's requirement. So here it is showing now for this plant. This is the document number, physical document number, who has created, who is the user, what is the plant count date, what is the physical inventory reference number. So this will be maintained manually by the person, whoever will go for the count, or maybe the logistics or inventory manager from the inventory department, they will do. And physical inventory number. So manually they will write this for their reference. Okay. And they can see these are the items they have, pen and steel. Here it is showing not yet counted, not yet counted, and they are going for storage location, for this storage location. So now it is blank, it is blank. So now they will take this printout, they will go to the storage location, they will check for this material how much quantity is available physically. So whatever they will find physically, they will write it manually here, whether it is 100, 200, 300, 400, whatever it is. Now I have not seen what is the current stock available for this market, for this material. Okay, because that person also don't know, but the person, the plant manager might be knowing that, or the store manager, he might be knowing that, okay, this is the current stock I have in the system. Now how much it is available in the storage location, that is what they try to find it out. But the person who is going for counting, maybe he doesn't know the current stock, whatever it is available in the system. So he just going with this printout. He will check physically. He will count how much current stock is available. He will count there with the help of some other people. So they will count physically how much quantity is available, and whatever he will count there, he will write it manually here for this material and this material. So like that, if suppose 100 materials for 100 materials or 50 materials for every materials. So usually they divide 50-50 material or 15-20 materials like that, so that it would be easy for them to count. So whatever physically they will count, they will write it manually. That's it. Okay. So once they have counted manually, they have written in the printout. Now they will come back. So they will come back to the storage location. Next is now inventory count. So in the inventory count, now they will enter whatever they have counted manually. So enter the count MI04. MI04, with the help of that physical inventory document number, enter the year if you want, otherwise press enter. Okay. So now it is coming in display mode. Okay. So this material is in display mode, and whatever quantity they have counted manually, that quantity they will enter here. 400 suppose for this material, 500, whatever they counted, they will write it manually. Sometimes it is one of the interview question. Whenever you will go for interview, they will ask, okay, if the material we have counted is 500, that is fine, but suppose the material which they had the list, but for that material the quantity is 0. There is no stock available for that material. So in that case, here this is option 0 count. So in that case, you need not enter anything, just you have to flag this as 0 count, means quantity is 0 for this. So this is the interview question. So in the interview, they can ask, how can you maintain if the stock is 0 during physical inventory? Then you have to say, in the physical inventory against that material, we have to click on 0 count. That's it. So we have to flag this step. Okay. So if stock is available, or suppose they have counted this, just enter that and click on save. So now, first step, they have listed out the material. Second step, they took the printout of that material. They went to the physical storage location. They counted physically and manually they have written in that paper. Third step, they came back to the storage location, or to the warehouse, and they have maintained in the system now. Whatever they have counted, they have maintained it now. Okay. Next is difference. So either you can check in MI07 or MI20. Okay. So in MI20, basically we check the MI20 or MI06, MI07. Sorry. So now go and check the difference list here. So go to MI20 now. So by default, your physical inventory document, plant, everything will pick here. So it is showing now list of inventory difference. So now you have entered some value, right? You counted this much of quantity and you have entered that value, right? But now system will check. Anybody else is using? So let me get back. So go to logistics, materials management, then inventory management. Sorry, is that
Physical
physical
inventories.
inventory? and then now get into difference, because we have seen this physical inventory count we have seen. Then click. Anybody is using the system now?
No.
Then go to logistics, risk management, physical inventory, and then now go to this difference. Click on this MI20. Oh, the data has gone. This is what we have done. What is the plan? 771. I believe this was the storage location and the physical inventory document. Execute. Okay. So now this is how you can see. This is a list of inventory difference now. So now for this is your inventory document, physical inventory document number, and these are the materials. These are the plant, these are the storage location. Now see the book quantity and the quantity counted. That means this is your current stock. This should be your current stock, and this is the quantity which you have counted and entered manually. So now how system is showing the difference now, right? So now your inventory management manager or your the finance head will call you guys and will ask why this much of difference is there, right? So physically whatever it is available, the same should be available in the system, but it is not matching. So when they have went for the counting, it is showing quantity counted for this material is 10 only, but in the system, sorry, in the system it is book quantity means this is your system quantity. The system it is 10 quantity, and you have counted only, you have counted 400 quantity. For this material you have 950 stock, and it is you have counted 500. Now go and check. Go to the storage MMB overview of the stock. Now check for this material. 40. So for this material, the stock is, it is showing 10 now. If I'll execute, so for the storage location S001, 10 quantities available. But you have counted 400. How? Right? They will ask the question. Then for another material, it is 1. Same storage location. Click on execute. For this material, for this storage location, 950 is available in the my system. Right? So how did you count 500 there? Right, so they will ask them. So it happens sometimes, sometimes there will be something in the storage location, something will be in your stock, maybe somewhere they have issued the material, they forgot to update in the system, right? So to avoid this kind of scenarios, they always prefer to go for this physical inventory. So now what they will do is they will ask them to send the storage location again. Maybe they might have stored that material in some other storage location, so they will find it and they will now change the count. So when they will go for change the count, now again, now here they need to maintain the correct value. So for this material, one it is 950, And for this material, what was the quantity? So if it is 0, they have to select the 0 count. That's it. And then click on yes and save. Okay, so they have changed it. Now come back and execute now. So I have selected material, so it is coming only one. So now you can see for this material, now difference quantity is 0, 0. So whatever they have counted, the same it is there in the storage location also. So this should match. Okay. To avoid this mismatch, the company always suggests to go for this physical inventory. Okay. Once it is done, just you need to select it and you need to click on post the difference. So your difference has been posted now. Okay. Now see, these are your accounting entries. So it is showing account determination for entry YCO. This is a chart of account. INV 3000 is not possible. So that there is some account number which is missing here. That is the error here. So if you will face this kind of issues, you have to go to OBYC. So if in OBYC, now check what is that error. That error is, what is that? Entry YCOA. So first YCOA is your chart of account and GBB is your posting. Okay, YCOA. So before YCOA, it was GBB, right? Search for GBB. Yeah. So GBB is for offsetting entry for inventory posting. So just double click on this. It is ask for your chart of account. Select, continue, and here what it is showing, what is the error? Error is now showing on for this chart of account for this offsetting entry. INV 3000 is not possible. Means for 3000 INV, the account number is not maintained. That is what it is saying. INV 300. Oh, sorry, INV 3000. So this is BAC, right? So now you have to enter INV. Let's check whether INV is there. INV 3000 is there. Okay. For GBB, maybe that account number is not picking. Let me take this GBB, sorry, INV 3000, and this is the account number. So basically it is managed by the finance team. We are not maintaining it, but during practice you may face this issue. So you can come here and you can update this and check. Now go back and post it again. Still it is showing the problem. And revise your INV 3000. Let me check again. Go to OBYC and check for GBP. So there could be some issue with that account number. And that is modifier is fine. INV 3000. Save it. Now try to post it. Now see, it has been posted. Now system has posted with the difference. So difference, you found that the difference quantity is 0, 0. Okay. So this is how we need to complete this in physical inventory part. So let me know if you have any issues. Abhishek, just 2 minutes. Huh? Any questions? Okay. Then just go through it, do it by your own, then you'll understand better. Okay. Chalo, fine, fine. Thank you. You can drop now.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.